again, I'm trying to get support non-vegetarian people listening to this podcast. Is that, hey, you know what? Maybe this sounds like a propaganda that you're trying to convert us into vegetarian. What happens in a pure carnivore diet that people are promoting? I have seen many people say, I just eat meat and it is making me great. It's a pure keto diet. There is no carbs, nothing. What is your take on that?
Carbs are absolutely essential, right, for our energy. We
Carbs,
need
you agree to that?
Absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. So keto diets may help you in the short term. Like have a keto diet, I may lose weight in the first 6 months. My sugars may come down. Okay. What are the long-term implications? There are no proper studies done to establish the long-term risk of keto diet, but we already have studies that have established that overconsumption of animal products can increase the risk of diabetes. It can increase the risk of cardiovascular disorders, stroke, and cancer. There are many studies that have categorically said that. Okay, but we do not have long-term studies. Data is emerging, and they have, after all, over-consuming fat. Fat will get deposited, right, in all your blood vessels and organs. So you're more prone to heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes.
Some data says that long-term keto increases the risk of heart disease.
Yes,
more than 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, there are very few data that are emerging. We still don't have any long-term study that has been published. Again, studies need funding. So who funds is very important, right?
That could be a bias.
Yeah, there is a study that talks about red meat, and they say funded studies have always said red meat is healthier, whereas non-funded studies have said neutral or a slight risk is there.
I see. So I was involved in red meat study research as well. We did a meta-analysis, and there is a meta-analysis that was released in 2025. They grouped like 60 prospective studies. It is not even observational studies, prospective studies. 60 studies with 2-3 million participants. It's very clear that increased red meat consumption has been associated with increased risk of colorectal cancer.
Okay, I have another study. There it is published now in Metabolism Journal 2025. It's it's a median follow-up period was 28 years.
28 years.
US-based study, 200,000 people followed up. Red meat consumption, I'm talking about unprocessed, okay, has increased incidence of type 2 diabetes. It increases diabetes risk by about 25 to 30%, if I'm right.
So you're not talking about the sausages, processed red meat?
I am talking about pure unprocessed, which is considered to be a type 2A carcinogen by WHO. Okay. Now, I am not against, again, I would clarify this. Food has cultural connotations. I am not against consumption of red meat. Okay. But when you are consuming, many dietary guidelines, like they have all, the one from Switzerland, Belgium, have all started limiting the quantity of red meat one should consume per week to about 300 grams or something. And the Lancet report also says 14 grams per day. That's the allowance they've given for consumption of red meat. Okay.
So it started from 500 grams per week. Okay, and then went down to 300. Now 14 grams per day, if you look at it, it's not even 150 grams per.
Yeah.
And when we are saying that, limit red meat to less than 500 grams, 500 grams is half a kilo per week. And a person eating red meat will never stop with half a kilo most of the times.
Yeah, I guess so. But in India, again, it's expensive, isn't it?
It's expensive.
So in a family of so many people, and red meat consumption probably is not equally divided across the country.